Good morning students, welcome to the online teaching session of Academic World School Bemitra. This is our first lecture for the chapter Land, Soil, Water, Natural Vegetation and Wildlife. Here we are going to discuss about all these natural resources. In the last class we had discussed about the resources, that anything that can satisfy the need of the human being called as a resource, and these all are the natural resources. Okay, so before going to start the chapter, let's discuss about the story that is given in our book. In the story, we'll talk about Mamba and we'll talk about Peter. In a small village of Tanzania, where Tanzania is located, Tanzania is located in Africa. So in the small village of Tanzania, Mamba was living. Every day she gets up early in the morning to fetch water. She goes a long way and then return. After that she helps to her mother in house activity or housing activity. Then after she joined her brother in taking care of goats. Mamba's family had a small piece of rocky land where her father was working hard for growing maize and beans. Even the output that they get from the cultivation of those area, those plots, was not sufficient after doing hard work. Now we will talk about Peter. Peter lives in the heart of a sheep rearing region or area, or we can say the place where Peter lives is a very good area, is a very good region for the rearing of sheep. The family of Peter, they run a woolen processing factory. They manage the shipyard. The shipyard that they were having, was managed by using modern technology, by using scientific technology, and also they were having a piece of land where they grow vegetables through organic farming. So student, here we discussed about Mamba and Peter. Both of them are living in two different parts of our world. They are living in two different parts and they are living two different lifestyles. Do you know why they are living this different lifestyle? Because of land. Because of different in soil quality, because of water, because of natural vegetation, and also because of animals and technology. So students, here we will discuss about all, but first we will discuss with land. What we will discuss? We will discuss about land. Student, if we talk about land, land is one of the most important natural resources, and it covers near about important natural resource. This covers 30% of the, it covers here about 30% of the total area of the world. But in all these 30%, the whole 30%, okay, habitable. Okay, what does it mean, student, that habitable? See, the total area of our surface covered with 30% only of water, but of land, and in these 30% all the areas are not habitable, means all the areas are not suitable for living. People do not live equally in all the parts of this area. Okay, it means, suppose landform means what we understood. Landform means it may be a plain area, it may be a plateau area, or it may be a mountain area or desert area. Okay, so all these areas are not habited equally. All the areas we cannot say the people lives or suitable for the living of the people. Okay, so we will discuss now that the uneven distribution of population. Okay, see, all the people that they live, okay, are not equally distributed. Why they are not equally distributed, that we will discuss. Okay, the first reason is, it may be, the first reason may be because of water. The people, they are not distributed equally. Why? Because maybe the availability of water varied land and climate rugged topography steep slopes forest. Okay, so student, 30% land part we are having in the earth's surface, and in all those 30%, that area is not habitable by the people. Why that area is not habitable by the people? Because of the following reason. What are the reasons? The first reason may be water. Suppose the area is a desert area. Will the people prefer to live there? They will not live. Why? Because the availability of water is not there. So, most of the people prefer to live in those areas where there will be an availability of the water. Varied land and climate. If it is a plateau area, if it is a mountain area, then people will not live. People will wish to live, people will desire to live in a plain area as compared to the mountain and the plateau area. If the climatic condition will change, we all studied that there are heat zones, torrid zone, temperate zone and frigid zone. So people do not prefer to live in the extreme climatic condition. Extreme means where there will be excess heat, or where there will be a high temperature, or where there will be a very low temperature. So this climate also plays a very important role. Rugged topography. What does it mean, this rugged topography? See student, we all know that this is plain and this is as plateau. Okay, so topography means what? Topography means the upper part or the style or the kind of the land. Okay, sometimes the land is like this. So this is called as the rugged topography, which are not suitable for the living, for the settlement of the human being. Now next one is the steep slopes. See student, suppose Good morning students, welcome to the online teaching session of Academic World School Bimitra. This is our first lecture for the chapter Land, Soil, Water, Natural Vegetation and Wildlife. We will start the chapter, but before that we will discuss a story that is given in our book. In the story we will talk about Mamba and Peter. Mamba was living in a small village of Tanzania. And where Tanzania is located, you know? Tanzania is located in Africa. So, every day Mamba was getting earlier and was going to fetch water. After that, she helps to her mother in housing activity. Then she joined her brother in taking care of goat. Mamba's family was having a small piece of rocky land where the father of Mamba was doing very hard work, was doing very hard labor and was growing maize and beans. That also, the production from that land, that small piece of rocky land was not sufficient. The production from the rocky land that the Mamba's family was having was not sufficient to feed their family. This was all about Mamba. Now we will talk about Peter. Peter lives with his family in the heart of the sheep rearing area of New Zealand. The family of Peter runs a wool processing factory and they manage the shipyard by using the modern technology in a very scientific way. Peter's family also was having a land where they grow vegetables in organic manner. So this was all about Peter and Mamba. Do you know students that Peter and Mamba both are living in two different parts of the world. One is living in Africa, another one is living in New Zealand. And these both are having a different lifestyle. The both are living different lifestyle. Why it is? This is because of different land style, of different land forms. Students, in our grade 6 we have studied land forms. The other name of land forms is relief feature, that is plain, plateau, mountain. So the difference in the lifestyle, the difference in the occupation of the people is because of the different kinds of land. It is because of different kinds of types of soil. It is because of the availability of the water and also the animals and also with the technology. So these all I said in this story, how these all play a very important role, okay, in the lifestyle of an individual. Okay, so now we will start with land portion. This is the first topic that we will discuss now, is land. Land is one of the most important natural resources. And resources we had discussed, anything that can satisfy the need of the human being called resource. So land is one of the most important natural resources and it covers 30%. How much it covers? It is an important natural resource. It covers 30% of the total area or parts of the habitable. What we discuss, students? We discuss about land, very important, one of the very important natural resources. It covers 30% approximately. It covers about 30% area of the total earth, of the total world. Okay, but in this 30%, okay, this 30% is not habitable by the people. It means, suppose assume this much area is there in earth and this is the 30%. Then we cannot say that whole area is habitable. It means in the whole area people can live. Some areas are there in the earth which are not suitable for the human settlement. Okay, how they are not suitable for the human settlement, that we will discuss in the next topic, that is the uneven distribution of population. Okay, uneven distribution of whom? Of population. It means the population, human population, is not distributed equally. People are not living all that 30% of the earth equally. Somewhere people are living, somewhere people are not living. Somewhere people are living in a very less amount, very less people are living, and in some area more people are living. Okay, then what are the reasons? The first one is the availability of water. Here we will take the example of desert. Student, in desert the availability of water is not sufficient. So the people, most of the people, they do not prefer to live in the desert area. In the same time, agricultural work also very less here. So the human settlement is very less. The next one is varied land and climate. Okay, we all know that different types of land or different forms of land, that is called as relief feature. So how many types of landforms are there? Plain, plateau, mountain. Tell me, student, will people live in all the area equally, in equal percentage? No. The settlement of the human being, the living of the human being, or we can say the population of the human being, is not equal in all the area. Most of the people prefer to live in plain area rather than plateau and mountain. Climatic condition. Students, we discussed that heat zones, frigid zone, temperate zone and torrid zone. People do not prefer to live in the extreme climatic condition. What is the meaning of extreme climatic condition? Extreme climatic condition means excessive heat, excessive cold, these areas. So this plays a very important role for the uneven distribution of population. The places where temperature is very high, people do not prefer to live there. So ultimately the population decreases. The next one is rugged topography. What is the meaning of this rugged topography, students? See, we all know, now we discussed about landforms. How the landforms are plain, or it may be a flat top table-like structure, plateau, or it may be a mountain. So this surface is creating a style, is creating a design. It is a kind of landform. These are called as topography. Okay. Sometimes the land area Now, the next one that we will discuss is maybe the steep slopes. Maybe the steep slopes. Again, the same diagram, plain, plateau, mountain. Most of the people will prefer to live in the plain area rather than where? In the hilly area or mountain area. Okay? The next one is the forest. People always prefer to live in the city area, in the town area rather than forest. So these all reasons are there for the uneven distribution, unequal distribution of the population. Now, this was all about the uneven distribution of the population. Now we will discuss about the land use. How can we use the land? Students, as we discussed that land is one of the most important, natural resources. It can be used for a variety of purposes. We can use it for agricultural purpose, we can use it for mining, we can also use it for building roads, houses, and also we can use it for setting up of industries. So students, the land can be used for how many purposes? Many purposes, but here in this class we discussed that it can be used for agricultural purpose, mining purpose, it can be used for building house, roads, it can be used for setting up of industries. Now, what are the factors that determine the use of land? We discussed here now the use of the land. How can we use land? But there are some factors that decide that for which purpose we will use the land. Then what are the factors that we will discuss now? That is, use of land is determined. The use of the land is determined by the following factors. Okay. So mostly there are two factors. That determine the use of the land. That for which purpose we can use the land or we will use the land. Okay. So the first one is the physical factors, or we can say right physical factors. Okay, and the second one is the physical factor, and the second one is the human factors. Okay, then what are the physical factor, what are the human factor? Under physical factor, okay, under physical factor we can take as water, mineral, land, soil, water, mineral, all we can take. Okay, this I will explain, but now we will write down this and then only. Under human factor we can take as population, and also we can take as if we are having a piece of land, for which purpose we will use this land, it will be decided by these factors. Suppose you are having a land, for which purpose you can use the land, it will be decided by these factors. How it will decide? We will discuss it now. Okay, so the physical factors like water. The physical factors like water. If we are living in a place and if we are having a land and in that land area there is no availability of water, then we can consider it suppose as desert. So in desert area, what you will cultivate, students? Will you cultivate the vegetables or fruits? No. You will always cultivate what? Those plants. You will always cultivate those farmings. You will practice which requires less water. You may cultivate here as dates. What you may cultivate? You may use the land for the cultivation of dates. You can build houses there. Now, mineral. We suppose a piece of land is there and you found mineral. Will you use that part of land for your agricultural purpose? No. Then for which purpose you will use? Mining purpose. You will dig and you will take the mineral. Mining means what? It is a process of taking out of the mineral from the surface of the earth. Now, if you are having a land, okay, but the type of land is not plain, okay, it may be a plateau area. Will you use it for the human settlement? No. Better you will use the plain area for the human settlement. Okay. Now, if the types of soil is fertile, the place, the land piece that you are having is very fertile. The soil particles are very fertile. Then you will do the cultivational work there, agricultural work. If the soil is not fertile, then you may not go for the agricultural practice, but you may build house, you may use the plot for another purpose, but you will not use for agricultural if the soil is not fertile. But if the soil is fertile of that land, then you will use that part of land for agricultural purpose. Now population. Population comes under human factor. Student, if population is more, suppose you are having a piece of land and around that area the population is very high, then what you will do there? You may build houses. Why? Because of the population. Population is less. What you will do? You will use the piece of area, you will use the piece of land for agricultural purpose. Technology. If you are technologically very sound, if the availability of the technology is very high in that area, then you can do other work than agricultural. You can do farming even for getting better output. The modern farming you can do if you are having technology. So the piece of land can be used variety of ways that we discussed: agricultural purpose, mining purpose. We can use the land for building houses and setting up of the industries. But based on these factors, these are the determinants of the use of land. Okay. Now we'll go for the another topic, that is the types of land. Students, on the basis of ownership, land can be classified into two parts. That is private and common. Okay. Land can be classified on the basis of ownership. Okay, it can be classified as private land or community land. Now what is private land and what is community land? Suppose I am having a piece of land, I have purchased that, I am the owner, then that is a private land. How can we define it? When a piece of land owned by an individual, that is called as private land. When a piece of land owned by a community, now what is the meaning of this community? What you will understand? Community means it may be a group of people belonging to the same community or the same group. Okay. So what is the community land? Community land means the owner would be who? A group of people would be the owner of the land, and they will use the land for common purposes like parks, for the growing of the medicinal herbs. Okay, all these words called as the community land. These are also called as the common property resource. Okay, what is called as, you know student, the common property resource. Resource we understood, anything that can satisfy a need called as resource. Property, wealth we can say, piece of land also we can say, but mostly here we have taken as a piece of land. Common, which will be common to all. Common to whom? Common to a community. Community means what? A group of people. It means, suppose we are having a piece of land which is owned by a group of people, and this group of people are using this for the common use, like for the community work, for the development of their culture, for gathering peoples or social gatherings we can say. Okay, so these are the common property resources. So here we have completed the classification of the land on the basis of ownership. Now we will discuss about the challenges that the land is facing. What challenges the land is facing? The challenges that the land is facing is the population, demand, encroachment. These three are very important challenge that faced by the land. What? The first one is the population. Student, we are having a fixed quantity of land. That is how much? That is 30%, as we discussed in the beginning. In this 30% of the land, the population is increasing. Remember, the area of land is fixed, but the number of population is increasing. Here there is a shortage of land. Now the demand, not only the population but also the demand of the individual is also increasing. Which kind of demand? The demand for parks, the demand for playground, the demand for agricultural products. All these are increasing, and we are having a fixed area of land. Now, so the people are encroaching, people are capturing the lands for different purposes. They are capturing the common lands which are for playgrounds and parks. The people are only capturing or encroaching, and they are making and they are using it for the commercial purposes. They are making buildings and they are making towns on those areas. So these are the major challenges. Okay, now as we discussed about the challenges, we'll discuss about now the threats. What are the threats to the environment? Okay, the threats to the environment, major threats. Major threats to whom? To environment. What are the major threats to the environment, students? You know, the major threats are land degradation, landslides, soil erosion. Okay, all these are happening. And the last most important one is we discuss the challenges on land, that the population is increasing. In the same time, there is an increase in the demand from the people, but the area of land is very fixed. In the same time, the quality of land is also different in different areas. The quality, the fertility level of land is also not same in all the area. It is different. So all these things is creating some problem to the environment. What are these problems, students? These problems are land degradation. The land degradation. Do you know what is the meaning of degradation? We can term it as decrease. We can term it as decay. Okay? Because of using more and more pesticides and fertilizer and chemical on the land, the quality of the land is going down. And why the people are using chemical fertilizer? Because of the challenges that we discussed. What are the challenges? That the people now demanding more vegetable, more fruits. They need more area to live. And to meet the demand, the people must increase the quality of the land. And how they are using it and how they are making it? They are making it through using pesticide fertilizer. That causing land degradation. The quality of the land is going down. Landslides. What is the meaning of landslide? It means mass movement of rock, debris, etc. Soil erosion, the wearing away of the top layer of the soil is called as soil erosion. Okay, the taking out of or the going out of the top layer of the soil. See, if this is the soil layer, we all discussed that crust, mantle and core. Crust is the top layer, and above the crust a thin layer is there, that is soil area. Okay, in this soil area we grow certain vegetables or plants. Okay, so when we grow, when we plant the trees here, the roots of the plants, they hold the soil. Okay, which prevent the soil erosion. But if there will be no plants, then the upper part, see here, the upper part, the upper layer of the of the soil, which is very fertile, will go away. Okay, now the last one is the desertification. What is the meaning of this desertification? You know, the conversion of the land into dry and arid. desert. Desert very dry, less of water and arid also. The same way, the more using of the chemicals on the land may causes desertification. Means it decrease the quality of the land. It decrease the ability of the land to produce anything. So this was all about, students, the major threats to the environment. Now we will discuss about how to conserve the land resources. We discussed about the uses, we discussed about the challenges, and also we discussed about the major threats and how the threats are causing. These threats are because of the challenges. Okay, and now we discuss about the conservation of land resources. How can we conserve the land? We can conserve the land by using certain process. The first one we can term as afforestation. Okay. Now, what is this afforestation? Students, the more and more we will plant the trees. The more and more we will plant the tree, the roots of these trees or the plants hold the layer of the soil. Or we can say that the plantation of the trees help to hold the soil layer very tightly, which causes a prevention to the soil erosion. So the quality of the land will be stable. So that is afforestation, means the more and more we plant trees, okay, it causes a prevention on the soil erosion. How? Through the roots. The roots help on holding the layers of the soil. The next one is land reclamation. Land reclamation. What is the meaning of this? Land reclamation means to get back. What we want to get back? We want to get back the original or the previous quality type of land. Okay, how? See, we all know that using of the chemicals and excess fertilizer, pesticides, creating a land degradation. It is creating a decrease in the quality of the soil. It is reducing even the fertility level, the productivity level of the land. Okay, so we can use many ways. We can use many natural processes. We can do the cultivational work through organic farming or something we will do, so that we can get the original form, we can get the original type of land back. That is called as land reclamation. Suppose a land which is, suppose desertification occurred. We all discussed about desertification. Desertification means getting the land becomes dry or arid, or we can say the productivity of the land becomes decreased. Okay, so if the land is going towards the desertification, in the same time we can use fertilizer, we can use manure for increasing the quality of the land, and that will be called as the land reclamation. The third one is the regulated use of the pesticide and fertilizer. The regulated use of fertilizer, chemical, pesticides, etc. We need to use it in a very regulated way, in a very reasonable way. Rationally we need to use it. What? The fertilizer and the pesticides. The last one is check overgrazing. Students, the animals that comes for grazing. Suppose these are the herbs or these are the grasses and these are the what? The roots we can see. The roots of what? The roots of these grasses, which are helping the soil on holding it very tightly, so that it will prevent soil erosion. Now, what happening? When the animals they comes for grazing, they used to graze it in such a way that not only they take out the leaves, but also they takes with the whole roots. This causes a damage to the land, or we can say a land degradation. So we need to take care of this overgrazing. Student, these are all about the reasons for the conservation of the land resources. In the next class we will discuss about landslides. Assignments related to this topic has been uploaded in the ERP. I request you to go and download and submit it as soon as possible. Thank you.